Hey everyone, so if you've seen my previous videos, you'll know that I'm doing recaps of the World Championships run with my team, the Catz, and we're currently covering Group Stage 1 of the phase of the tournament. If you don't know the rules about the team tournament or haven't seen the results of the first match yet, feel free to check out the links down below from the previous videos. Otherwise, there'll be spoilers moving forward for this specific video. So if you saw from the last video, the Catz got pretty much dominated by the Ann Arbor Arbok. We lost every single one of our matchups and it was quite bad. So for this group stage, like I mentioned before, we play against 3 other teams, and if any team loses more than one, then they are eliminated. So in this video, we are going against TxPvP, which is a team from Texas, and we battled them in the past too. They're comprised of 4 really great battlers, and so let's take a look at the footage and see how we do. Okay, so going into this first matchup, we have the ChaoticAce versus Salickitung. Sorry, I was mispronouncing that name a little bit. Yeah, so he does do a quick safe swap to Politoed, which is pretty solid of a safe swap overall, unless the opponent brings in Tropius. Obviously, this Tropius doesn't know that ChaoticAce's Politoed is running Earthquake instead of Blizzard, but after this move, he is going to realize that, and it's going to be interesting. So the Abomasnow obviously doesn't have a great matchup against the Machamp, but this Politoed is quite tanky, and maybe he could. No, he's not going to try to win switch. He's just going to farm down with the Abomasnow. That's actually not a bad plan, because he draws out the Politoed, so the Alolan actually has a lot of play in the back end. If the opponent is running Umbreon as the last Pokemon, then he's in a this is pretty much over. This is really tough. This Umbreon is going to be... Oh, he gets the defense drop. That's really nice. This Umbreon is going to be the Alolan Marowak. But this Abomasnow is still going to struggle against the Umbreon. I think his only play is to tank a move and farm up a bunch of energy on this Abomasnow and then try to land some moves against the Machamp. Yeah, so he has to let this go. Hopefully, switch time doesn't come up too soon. Oh, he just goes straight forward. Okay, that's fine too. But yeah, this is kind of going to be rough. Yeah, he's not going to get to the move. I think his only play there is to farm up extra energy and then throw shield a foul play and then throw a weather ball after, or maybe energy ball, but it'll be kind of tough. All right, so he does get a right lead call in the next one. This is obviously not obviously. This is also TxPvP's double down. So each win for Salickitung is double the points. If you don't know what I mean by double down, definitely check out one of the previous Go Team Up videos so you can understand. But essentially, each specific round, each team matchup, one player on each team can be picked to earn double the points, which means TxPvP believes that this is their best matchup, and honestly, it's looking quite good for them right now. So yeah, this is a little rough, but he does have alignment, so he's going to be able to finish off this Umbreon with Weather Ball. And then here comes the Machamp. This Alolan Marowak is going to do some work against the Machamp, and then here comes a Politoed. Okay, so this is actually quite a positive matchup. Yeah, let's see how ChaoticAce plays out of this one. So now Salickitung has alignment, which makes life a little bit harder here. But ChaoticAce probably could farm this down. It looks like this Politoed might have Blizzard instead of Earthquake. So it's actually a quite smart play by ChaoticAce just to farm this down with Mud Shots, because he knows that the charge moves won't threaten too much. And then he is able to go straight for the Earthquake. Earthquake is going to do a little bit more damage here. So he's going to one-shot it and just finish off. So barely scraping by with 1 HP there. Alright, so we deny one double down set of points, which is always nice. You always want to try to deny as many points as possible, especially in the double down matchup. And okay, so he takes a move right there with the Umbreon and then swaps out. I think it's a smart play because you definitely want to draw out the Alolan Marowak, which is very strong against both the Wigglytuff and probably the Machamp there too. It's good against Registeel and Tropius as well. So this Alolan Marowak has a lot of play. It really just has to avoid the Umbreon matchup, and as you can see, he did a great job of avoiding it and maintaining even shields. Is going to go for the Bone Club here. Maybe he just goes for double Bone Club. Oh, he swaps out. Interesting. Wonder why. Okay, so let's see, what did the opponent bring in? Machamp. Oh, you know, if Salickitung just stayed in there, he actually probably would have won this one. But instead, I guess ChaoticAce swapped out just so that the Umbreon can't farm too much and take out the Politoed. But now he's in a really great spot. If Salickitung predicted the Bombstone in the back, he probably could have just stayed in with Umbreon there and then just finished off and closed out with Machamp because low Marrow was quite low. But a good call by ChaoticAce, and then an unfortunate 50-50 call, I think, by Salickitung, predicting what was in the back there. Okay, so bringing in the Skarmory for match number 3. This is definitely a nice little way to kind of change things up a bit for ChaoticAce's side. He knows that Salickitung is probably going to bring this Umbreon every time because low Marowak is quite strong against his whole team. Chances are he probably has a Politoed as well, just for additional check to a low Marowak. Let's see if he goes for Sky Attack here. Yeah, he does go for Sky Attack, so he's going to fake a Brave Bird. I think it's a good fake because he does shield, so it signals to the opponent that he probably is going for Brave Bird next, and now he's probably going to go for the Brave Bird. Let's see if he drops it, and then maybe they win. They go... Okay, that's really good. So now he comes in with the Politoed. Quick swap here, and the Umbreon is quite low. So because of that, this Marowak will have a lot of play. Now, the only thing he has to worry about is if it's a Politoed in the back or not, because that's going to really be the biggest threat to this Politoed. So no, it's not. This is huge. So Marowak is going to have play here, and this Machamp is definitely going to land a Rock Slide. I just wonder if... Oh my gosh. That was... Oh, okay. He tried to sack the Umbreon. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get to it. So, wow, some interesting plays right there. Yeah, I thought the Rock Slide did a lot more damage than it did, but it was just an animation glitch when he swapped in the Skarmory. Alright, so another 2 points for Salickitung, but it is 2 and 2 so far. It's just that Salickitung is getting double points here. So not too bad. Staying fairly even against their double down is always good. This is a fairly neutral matchup. Again, I think ChaoticAce is just trying to avoid this Umbreon against the Marowak, or against the Umbreon matchup. And I'm surprised that Salickitung hasn't brought in the Tropius. I guess Marowak and Abomasnow are both pretty big threats, and Skarmory, so Tropius is definitely quite scary to bring into it. And I guess that's why ChaoticAce is running Earthquake instead of Blizzard. Makes sense for team comp purposes. Does win Switch, that's pretty huge. Let's see if it comes in. He comes in with a Politoed. This is good. This is really good. The Politoed does have the Blizzard option for the Abomasnow, but man, this Politoed is putting in work against this team right here. So he definitely has to come in with Abomasnow here. And let's hope he doesn't shield. He doesn't shield. The Blizzard does come through, does a lot of damage, and he snipes it down with the Machamp. So he is going straight for the Shadow Bone here. Going for the big move. Unfortunately, wasn't able to land it. That's not a bad play. And he's going to try to call bait here. Unfortunately, doesn't, yeah, so unfortunately didn't land the big move, and unfortunately didn't call the bait. So we're going to drop 3-2 there, and TxPvP is going to pick up 6 points from their double down. So now this is a standard matchup, no double downs on either end. Aravel is going against Bopper here. Definitely a very good lead and a very good counter swap here. He's going to let this go. It's probably going to be Brave Bird, but knows that Rainy Cast can survive it. But if Bopper shields here, he could probably flip this. Okay, no, he doesn't shield. That's fine. Yeah, because he might have been able to Incinerate down if he just maybe double shield there. But this is really good for Aravel right now. Able to maintain Switch with even shields and has a really good alignment right here. This is really good for him. He probably could have shielded that too, but it's not a big deal. His Ninetales is Charm Ninetales, so he's going to just maintain shields and just Charm down all the way for this final matchup. Yeah, it's not much the Medicham could do, so Bopper is going to let the Medicham go. Alright, going against match number 2. So we do come in here with Medicham versus Medicham in the mirror. So he was able to shield a Psychic there, which is pretty huge actually. Unfortunately, wasn't able to grab a shield there, and so this puts Aravel in kind of a tough spot. So he ends up not getting the shield call, unfortunately, and gets hit by the bigger move, so he is down shields as well. And then loses CMP. Ooh, this is not good, but he definitely doesn't want to waste that last move. So this Bopper is actually running Power Punch with Psychic. It's a very interesting moveset, but makes sense why he went straight for Psychic both times. And unfortunately now, Bopper has alignment against the Ninetales, and there's not really much Aravel is going to do here, and so he's going to... Yeah, this is going to be tough. I think he's going to let these moves go because there's no play against the Abomasnow, so he's going to just let that go. Speed things up a bit. Alright, this is a good lead for Aravel, obviously. One wow, this whole matchup does look kind of RPS, rock paper scissors, in a way. There's kind of you know, you gotta have to call the right lead called in both situations on both sides to really flip it. But he does shield the Psychic after getting baited with the Power Punch. Not great, but not terrible. So he is going to get the Weather Ball here, which is really nice. Some nice neutral damage. But Talonflame with energy and with a shield advantage, it's kind of rough. So he is going to go for the Brave Bird here. This is going to do a lot of damage. Maybe one shots? No, barely. Okay, but here comes the Abomasnow. Again, this is just all about alignment here, but Energy Ball is going to come through. Going to do a decent amount of damage here. Let's see if this is going to be close. It's okay. He does throw the move. If he didn't throw the move, he might have been able to. He would have won CMP against the Castform, but now the Castform is able to land the Weather Ball and probably Water Gun down the Talonflame. Super close matches both ways. Quite wild actually. Again, big on lead calls for this entire matchup, entire series actually. So definitely gonna have to shield the Brave Bird here. Good shields, and then he is gonna go straight for the Psychic against this Medicham. He does know this Medicham, opposing Medicham only has Power Punch. He goes straight for the Ice Punch here. Probably not a big deal. Yeah, he does grab a shield. That's huge. And he's probably gonna let. Oh, he does shield. Okay, he's going for the shields. That makes sense because it's unlikely going to be a Power Punch here. So good chance he's going to shield Psychic. He really wants alignment there because he does not want this Ninetales against the Talonflame, but unfortunately there's a tough spot here too. He still doesn't have alignment. He's going to have to try to take out the Talonflame with a Medicham, but shields are down, so that's quite nice. And this Ninetales could potentially just farm down this Abomasnow. Let's see if it does or doesn't. Energy on this Ninetales is going to be pretty nice because it's going to be able to hit neutral with Weather Ball against pretty much everything. He does come in with the Medicham. Oh, goes for a counter down. Really smart. But I don't know if the Psychic is going to be enough to take out the Talonflame. Yeah, so I think it's going to have a move for the Ninetales. Ooh, tough. Very tough. But yeah, super close. Well played out of a bad lead. All right. So currently this series is 2-1, I believe. Oh no, 2-2. So it's tied up. Yeah, all tied up here. He is going to shield the Medicham here again. It's a very lead dependent series. I guess, yeah, he has the Rainy Cast again, so they're pretty much bringing like the same 3 Pokemon, but just switching the spots here or there. Yeah, that's got to be quite the mind games playing this out. Okay, is going to shield the Brave Bird here, and then go straight for the Medicham here. Yeah, definitely wanted to keep the Rainy Cast alive, expecting the Abomasnow as predicted, and here's the Abomasnow. So definitely wanted to shield that Brave Bird, and then now is probably going to try to Water Gun down this Abomasnow. Yeah, he is going to. Yep, very smart play. And they go straight for the Weather Ball, and they're able to grab the 5th win. So a lot of back and forth in this one. Super interesting to watch. So we do pick up a 3-2, but we are still down 3 points. So we have CochinoMum here to round us out. Or not round us out, but in the third matchup as our double down. So like I mentioned in the last video, CochinoMum's phone actually died right after Group 1 stage, so we didn't get any footage. But Sharky was very kind enough to lend us his footage from his POV, so we are watching Sharky's POV. So the teams are, you know, not mixed up, but just look at the top team for Sharky, even though this is POV. So this is our double down. Definitely a matchup we thought we had a pretty good advantage in, and able to catch a Bone Club with Talonflame here. Really huge from CochinoMum. These Flame Charges are going to be resisted, but with extra ramped up damage, it could be pretty solid. Or she could go straight for the Brave Bird. Let's see what she goes for here. And it is going to be the Brave Bird, so it does take out the Marowak. Gives very little farm for this Rainy Cast. A little bit of mutual lag here, but able to get to that Sky Attack. But this Rainy Cast is kind of in a good spot because it has a shield advantage. Oh, no. Okay, able to get hit by... Oh, no, she was up 2 shields. That's why. Okay, never mind. I saw the shields wrong. Okay, so solid win for CochinoMum. Able to bring us closer to a tie score here on 8-7. Getting 2 points because she is the double down here. Bring in double flyer. Interesting. So bring in Altaria lead with Skarmory in the back. Kind of a risky one if CochinoMum led Melmetal, but outside of that, I guess it's actually kind of solid against the rest of the team. Alright, so CochinoMum is shielding her Altaria, but isn't able to finish off the Skarmory. Maybe did she maybe overfarm a little bit? I was surprised she didn't get a move off there. But yeah, so here comes the Toxicroak into the Altaria. This is going to be a very tough match, unfortunately. And Sharky is going to shield. Even the Mud Bombs is still worth shielding because you have such a pretty solid matchup against the Sableye in the back. Just going to let this move go and then just finish off pretty much neutral damage with the Rainy Cast. Rainy Cast is going to definitely outpace this Sableye before Sableye can get to... It has to get to pretty much a return and a foul play to take out the opponent. So Sharky picking up a win there. So 2 battles in, and we are in Altaria Mirror. So Sharky's Altaria is running what do you call it? Dazzling Gleam, but what a great catch by CochinoMum. Sorry, I was like stumbling my words because I didn't even react to the catch. Really solid catch by her. Unfortunately, does get straight farm down there though. Maybe she was going for... maybe she just wasn't able to get to move because of... Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, and then also expecting a Dazzling Gleam and just catching it on the Talonflame. Quite the call there. Wow. And then her... This is going to be a really good spot for CochinoMum because she... Oh, and CMPs on the Brave Bird. Okay, they undercharge. This Altaria is going to have a lot of play against this back end. Although it does have some damage on it. So she'll have to shield the Shadowbone here. Okay, she does make the correct call there. Does have a good matchup against Rainy Cast, but Rainy Cast is fairly bulky too. Even though these water guns are resisted. Let's see if it's going to be enough. She does go for Dragon Pulse. It does do more damage than Sky Attack. If you can't get to 2 Sky Attacks, you might as well go Dragon Pulse. Unfortunately, the Rainy Cast does outbulk it. So some really cool swaps and absorbing of moves there, but unfortunately just not enough for CochinoMum right there. So she does bring in the Melmetal now into the Altaria, able to lock that in. A very positive matchup for Melmetal. But Melmetal obviously is a little bit glassier in Great League, so definitely has to throw these moves. Can't farm too much with Thunder Shocks. Alright, this is pretty solid. Able to threaten the low Marowak with Rock Slides here too, so that's huge. And this Marowak is going to farm down, but if she has the Altaria here, it's going to be a bad spot. It's going to be the Sableye. Okay, this is a pretty smart play because she could just farm down. Does get the defense drop, but is going to stay in to throw a foul play, and they're probably going to dip out. Yep, and here comes Altaria. Altaria is going to have a great matchup against Rainy Cast, even if this Thunder lands. It does land, no big deal. She has 2 shields still. She's probably going to charge up to close to 2 Sky Attacks. Okay, no, it looks like she might just farm this down. That's fine too, because she could just double shield this Altaria. Oh, and then catches the Sky Attack on Marowak, which I don't know if actually it's good or bad, to be honest. Oh, and then catches a Weather Ball on Sableye. Wow. Some interesting plays. Alright, so we got 2 more points from CochinoMum right there. Pretty solid. We are now tied 2-2. And a win here would definitely put us in the lead, which is pretty solid because the last matchup is myself against their captain TXRangersFan, and there's no double downstairs, so whoever goes positive would win that if we get close to tie score here. So able to finish off the opposing Skarmory with Altaria. Altaria against Altaria here is not bad, but I think CochinoMum definitely needs Altaria for the backline of Sharky. Altaria has a lot of play against his line. Okay, so swaps in the Talonflame, probably expecting that the Rainy Cast in the back ends up being Marowak. So maybe it would have been better, but you know, if it was Rainy Cast, that would have been a bad spot, right? So I get why she swapped in there to absorb the damage. Unfortunately, Altaria is a little bit too low on health at this point, and it looks like this Marowak is going to outbulk it and fire spin it down. Alright, so we do drop, only go 2-3 in our double down, so we weren't able to tie up the score. So in this scenario, I actually didn't realize it at the time, but I have to go at least 4-1 to win this matchup against TXRangersFan. We were, for some context, we were playing all of our group stage matches at the same time. We did actually finish up the Ann Arbor Arbok one first, so we knew we needed to win the next 2. But at this point, it was kind of hard to keep track of all the different scores from all 3 teams, and I actually thought that we were eliminated. Not going to lie. Our very last opponent, we didn't finish up the battles yet, but I actually thought we were so far behind against TxPvP that we couldn't win. Because of that, I kind of just played this matchup like I knew that some of these battles were going to be streamed, so I just didn't want to embarrass myself too much on stream, so I just played as best I could, but thinking that we probably lost. So that's just the mindset I'm giving you all going into this match. But I didn't realize that the win con here is actually going at least 4-1 against TXRangersFan. I actually thought that my teammates didn't even finish all the matches yet. So I do pick up the first win there, which is nice. Able to grab a pretty solid lead here with Bastion against, what do you call it, against Wireless. Haunter does not have focus spots like Gengar, so I'm not too worried about that matchup. Gengar does struggle a little bit if they land the Shadow Balls, but otherwise Bastion is a pretty solid check. And then Deoxys defense is pretty much the most reliable check. Diggersby is not bad, but Diggersby loses to Venusaur, Machamp, Mew has some play with the moves I have, Frostlass, and Pelipper. So Diggersby is actually very hard to bring in. So their hardest check to Bastion is likely going to be on the bench. So I know that Deoxys defense is going to be in a lot of these matchups, and I'm not too scared of Haunter either because the Shadow Claw and Mew definitely adds up. They lock in their Haunter here, and I'm going to just absorb the damage and just start whittling it down. And then I come in with Frostlass, take the move here, and then just try to Powder Snow down. Oh no, I think I'm just absorbing damage at this point. And I come in with Pelipper just to wing attack down. So able to pick up 2 and even up the score. But again, I was playing really thinking that we were eliminated. So I was just like, all right, let's just see what we can do here. So Deoxys defense is running that Psycho Boost, and able to lock in a Alolan Ninetales into my Bastion. This is a great matchup for Bastion. Able to resist all of the moves and get a bunch of energy. Now the good thing about Deoxys defense for the Bastion user is that Deoxys defense is taking neutral from all the damage. It's not like a fighter or a Mud Boy or a ground user that's going to resist the rock damage or in the fire damage. Or sometimes even when fire does not resist it, it's just not as good of a move, Flamethrower, compared to Stone Edge from Bastion, right? So I'm able to really chip down this Deoxys defense. Puts me in a really good spot. Pelipper is going to be in a good spot too. I'm going to just come in and absorb the... Oh, it actually goes Psycho Boost there, and I have a bunch of energy on this Pelipper. This is going to be not a good time for the Haunter. I am going to let this go, I guess, expecting it to be a Shadow Punch. I'm surprised I actually didn't shield that, but going to go straight for the Hurricane. I guess it was a good calculation by me. I don't know. I'm clearly not making the right calculations right now watching this. Does go for the Thunderbolt, and this Psycho Boost will not be enough to take out the Frostlass, so able to Powder Snow down. So able to pick up another win there, going to match number 4. So this, if I do win this, would actually keep us alive in this tournament, because we do need to win at least both against the both remaining opponents. So we've lost 1 so far. Dropping Wild Charge first, just so I could maintain some positive matchup here. Does go for the Psy Shock right there, and then does finish off my Frostlass. So I come in with my Pelipper here, expecting probably the Deoxys defense as well. Both Pelipper and Mew have some pretty solid matchups here, just because their counters are resisted from Pelipper and on Pelipper's side, and I could just go straight for the Hurricane just because I have a shield advantage and I don't expect him to burn both shields. So here comes the Diggersby finally, but this time I actually took out my Bastion. I kind of expected him to want to have some additional coverage against Bastion, and then this Pelipper is going to have a really good time against Diggersby because it's going to resist all of those moves, unless it's running Hyper Beam, which is, I guess, possible. Mew actually gets to another Surf, quite wild actually. So Mew again having a lot of play, and able to finish off the DD with my Mew and still have the Pelipper in the back. So able to actually win the 4-1. I guess to my surprise. I don't know why we didn't DD me actually. Maybe we should have, but yeah, I think I definitely got pretty lucky on some of these lead calls as well. All right, going into this matchup against Zwilus here, I have Bastion, Frostlass, and Pelipper. And so Bastion's great for not needing to shield anything and forcing a shield on your opponent, and now Frostlass with energy plays really well against this entire team, and I come in with my Pelipper to really chip down this Ninetales. And then they shield, so I'm going to just probably shield and farm down. You know, Pelipper with energy does really well against the opposing team as well. And then it's going to be the Deoxys defense. Going to go straight for the Hurricane, do the big heavy damage. Maybe double Weather Ball might be better. I don't know. Yeah, now shielding the Thunderbolt and then going for the Avalanche to close it out. So able to actually go 5-0 in that very last matchup and keep the Cool Cats alive there. So as you can see, the final score is 14-11, super close matchups throughout, and definitely good games to TxPvP. So my team, the Cool Cats, are definitely still fighting to stay alive in the World Championships Group Stage 1. Stay tuned for the next Go Team Up World Championships video to see if we make it out of Group Stage 1 or take an early exit from the tournament. A big shout out and thank you to all my patrons who've been supporting my content creation. If you'd like to have early access to some of my strategies and lineups, feel free to sign up in the link down below. If you like this video, feel free to give it a like and share, subscribe for future content, hit that notification bell to get alerted right when I post a new video, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.